today in the media conference with Lal Goyal, which is brought to you by V4 News, Karu News, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV India, News Gaon se, Samvad Saroka News, Bharat Post News, Gyan and Organ Donation India Foundation. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic, and today's our topic is not only current but very, very relevant, because yesterday, that is the 1st July, we have celebrated the Doctors' Day in India. And today's our topic is Doctor, a Noble Profession. Doctors have been given a high status in our society. They have been always compared and equated next to God. The medical profession is considered to be the one of the noblest professions. The word noble means that a doctor should have qualities like compassion, caring, giving, sharing, concern, helping, etc. They keep studying till the end of their practicing lives in order to keep up with the latest medical advancements. It is also a profession that helps earn a lucrative income. Doctors are essential for any society. They are considered to be the life savers. Their sole concern is and should be to remove the miseries of the suffering patients. In our routine life, we often encounter health issues that are beyond our comprehension. We required help from a doctor to understand the problem and also to get it cured. The condition may get worse without medical intervention. It is the most demanding profession throughout the globe. Doctors are thus considered to be the lifesavers. They spend numerous years of their lives studying medical science. The profession is just of helping the community rather than what you can get from the community. People want their kids to become doctors, and they instill this dream in them from an early age. The doctors work to prevent the spread of the epidemics. The medical profession has evolved over the centuries and it is still evolving. Medicines and treatments for various diseases and illness that were not available earlier have now been developed. Medical technology has also enhanced over time. A doctor dedicated his life to the service of the patients. He cures them of disease and illness. He strives to make the life of others better and healthier. And to discuss this very, very important, relevant topic, that is Doctor, a Noble Profession, we have a very elite medical doctors panelists are with us, well experienced, as well as those who are successful in their medical profession. Doctor, your devotion and care brings healing, comfort, and hope. And I would like to invite my first panelist guest, and he is Dr. Rajiv Anand. Dr. Rajiv Anand is the senior psychiatrist and marriage counselor. Dr. Rajiv Anand passed his MBBS in 1976 and did MD in psychiatry in 1980 from King's George Medical College, Lucknow. He opted to serve his country when it was very common to settle abroad for brighter future. He has been serving society with his base in Mumbai. He has clients all over India as well as in many other countries. He was honored with Lifetime Achievement Award by AMA. He has conducted more than 3,000 workshops for different groups and companies with audience size of 10 to 800. His television program on various channels have been widely appreciated for his forthright and practical approach. He is leading in the field of mental and emotional well-being for last 41 years. He was president of IMA for 2 times. He was interviewed in several talk shows domestically as well as internationally. Welcome, Dr. Rajiv Anand, on our show. Dr. Rajiv Anand, yesterday, first of all, I would like to say belated Happy Doctor's Day. And we all know in our life the role of a doctor. And we have seen in the last 2 years during the COVID time how the doctors were treated as gods and how they were being the savior of the mankind, not only in India, globally. Now, but as we know, that this profession, along with the teaching profession, was supposed to be the noblest profession in the world. But what are your views about the doctor, a noble profession? We would like to know. Dr. Rajiv Anand, please.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Lal. Thank you for the introduction. Good morning, viewers across all boundaries of the city, states, and the countries. And Mr. Lal program had been very popular in different states as well as the other countries too. So viewers are welcome to celebrate this a day later, Doctors Day. And why do we celebrate this Doctors Day? Besides the technical part, that it is celebrating the memory of Dr. B.C. Roy, who was a stalwart of the medical profession. What do we exactly mean by word celebration of the Doctors Day? I also have been wondering right from my first year in the medical college, long back, 50 years back or so, what is the meaning of celebration? And why do we celebrate Dr. Zain? Why do we call medical profession a noble profession? I also have this question in my head. Compared to other profession, tell me which single profession, right from day one. I wish you knew this, the audience. I wish you knew this so that your opinion about the doctors would change. From day one, a boy or a girl, 18-year-old, is made to sit in the midst of 70, 80 dead bodies, cadavers, all naked, stark naked. And one has never looked at the naked body ever. One has never looked at the body itself, many of us. And right from the resection stage, which goes on for 1.5 years, from there begin the career of the doctor. The young boy or young girl doesn't know where to look. So most people are totally unaware about what a doctor has gone through during his formative years, during education, when he has to skip his lunch to reach the lecture hall, 8 o'clock in the morning in the winter, when he has to skip his bathroom or his taking bath or so, when he has to skip his lunch at times, he has to skip his dinner at times just to be a doctor, which takes minimum 5.5 years, then another 3-4 years to become a postgraduate doctor. Now think about it. Some people call doctor a god. Some people call doctor a savior, as Mr. Lal very rightly said. While there are other people who call doctor a murderer, who call doctor a criminal. Everybody walking on the street who has even remotest connection with the family of the Google sits on the seat of the Supreme Court judge and declare a doctor commercial, declare a doctor negligent, declare a doctor murderer without having been proved by anybody, any legal body. So doctors are always vulnerable, or even certain parties or certain social activists bring a horde of crowd on the doors of the doctor and smash the furniture and beat the doctor black and blue and disturb the staff or beat them up and create havoc in the nursing home of the hospital. Is that the way to celebrate doctor's life? Interestingly, Mr. Lal belonged to a family of doctors who, except him, who opted not to be. Remaining 4 or 5 people are doctors. And he's wiser. And why I'm saying he's wiser? Because many families are towing his line. Interesting part is that many doctors are not opting for their children to become doctors. Far from people's belief or people's misconception or people's wrong understanding, it's no longer that earning profession what people think it to be. One has to struggle 12 hours to make a decent living. And that decent living is labeled by anybody on the street as commercial. How much it hurts when patient asks, do we have to pay the fees? We do our best, we give our best of knowledge, best of time, best of efforts, best of interest, best of everything. The patient expects us to be sitting on a charitable chair and do everything free. And if we dare to ask the fees, then they think that we are commercial. How much fees any average doctor would charge? Needless to comment on that, different areas, different people, yet doctor are the lowest charging. All of us have heard about the advocates and the solicitor people, 30 lakhs rupees for a single appearance in the court, 30 lakhs rupees. Many of us wouldn't earn even in 1 year or 2 years. But 30 lakhs rupees is a big sum. People charge architect's fees, solicitor fees, advocate fees. There are many other professions who charge a bomb, and we pay there. You go to consult a senior lawyer and you know how much you have to pay. And you go and consult a senior doctor, you know very well how much you will have to pay. It would never be in 4 figure. it would be in three figure, maybe 1,500, maybe 2,000, maybe 2,500, maybe 3,000, 4,000. So where are we? Giving the best. If today's society, any part of the world, any society, anywhere, any religion, any madhab, if today it is standing healthily, it's invisible gratitude, invisible gratitude to the medical fraternity. I'm not saying that you express gratitude towards me as an individual. I am just a representative of a medical fraternity. I joined in 72. I became doctor in 76. I became postgraduate in 1980. And thereafter, I've been giving my best to the society. I'm not the only one. But the medical fraternity is doing a human service for years together, helping you connect to the nature. Somewhere you have violated the rules of the nature. So you have fallen sick. A good doctor help you remind, help you remember, help you revise, help you renew your disturbed connection with the nature. So haven't you heard about when a doctor does the plaster, he asks you to remain for 4 weeks, 6 weeks? Haven't you heard about the doctor give you medicine and says, "Aap 5 din ghar mein aaram kariye"? Haven't you heard about there are many surgical procedures which are done, and then people say that you have to take rest for a week? Haven't I gone through post bypass, 2 months rest at home? I'm not supposed to drive. I'm not supposed to go out to office. What for that was? Let nature help us. Let nature help us, because you might have ignored your connection with the nature who has given birth to you, who is sustaining you, who is nourishing you every moment. You have forgotten. That's why the doctor come in the picture and he help you connect with the nature. Now he help you get the energy from the nature to revitalize your body by triggering the process often required by giving medicine, often required by not giving medicine, giving you sound advices, giving you sound exercises. But somehow the society feel that we are sitting in our clinic only to earn money. And that's where I have my own only little personal grievances. Ever since the internet has come, ever since the social media has come, the society is losing the faith in doctor. Society is losing the trust in doctor. They think that by reading one article on Google, they are no less than doctor. Every second patient want to discuss with us. No, I have no hesitation. We are not doing any Hakim Dawakhana. We are not doing any grandfather's formula कि हमारे दादाजी ने कुछ दवाई बना के दी थी. Though we have something mysterious which we can't explain, we are giving ethical medicine. We are giving modern medicine. But every patient feel entitled, empowered to discuss case. And discussion take half an hour. Discussion may take 1 hour. And discussion usually takes place between two people who are equally intelligent, equally knowledgeable, equally informed. Discussion takes place then. But then Google has empowered everybody. So they feel if the doctor refuses to discuss, they feel doctor is arrogant, which it is not. Because things can't be discussed in 2 minutes or 5 minutes. Everybody asks me, I get calls from different parts of the country as well as other countries also often to discuss for 2 minutes. And obviously these 2 minutes can't justify it. So my request to anyone who is listening to this program, any part of the country and other countries, the best fees you can pay to the doctor is trust him. Trust him. Your trust, your ability to trust is the therapeutic medium, is the therapeutic bridge. If you can't trust him, don't go to the doctor. Select the doctor of your choice. There are plenty of choices in any city, in any area, plenty of choices. Select the doctor of your choice. But the one you select, trust him or her. And that would genuinely help you in your recovery. Let not what you read in the paper, what you hear elsewhere, what you read on the WhatsApp, let 1 or 2 solitary case of some people who are misfit in the medical profession, who are misguided to use the medical profession as a stepping stone to build up the empires. Some, maybe less than 1%. I'm sure less than 1%. Why 99% people should pay the price for those 1% who do not deserve to be here, or who may justify being here because they have invested billions of rupees or crores of rupees in making a nursing home or a hospital, or they have taken loan from the people, or they have taken loan for financial, and they feel justified they have to pay so much interest on the loan. I'm not discussing that part. The individual doctor is giving his best. Why he should be penalized, why he should be suspected, why he should be doubted, why he should be criticized for being commercial or being negligent. please request to everyone who is listening to the program, the best way to celebrate Doctor's Day is trust your doctor. You would be helping yourself. You'd be helping your doctor to help you the best. I think that's enough from my side, Ms. Lal, this morning. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand, for giving your views. And Dr. Rajiv Anand asked the questions to the viewers, to everyone, that why we are celebrating Doctor's Day, what for? And he says that the doctor who enters in a medical college at the early age of 17 or 18 and just see the naked body of a dead body rather, and see the conditions, how the mental agony or that mental exposure the young boys and girls are getting. And not one body, there might be 50, 60 bodies. And that is what to be celebrated, or that hard work they have done in the medical colleges to learn the medical science to serve the society. And after that, they were being treated in a very shabby manners. So whether we should celebrate that, he says there are exceptionals in every profession. There might be few black sheeps who are misfit for this medical profession, but generally all the doctors are there to serve. But how the society is giving back to them, how they are reacting to them, and over and above, we say it's a noble profession. Noble profession doesn't mean that the society or the patient should not make the payment or the fees to the doctors. So Dr. Rajiv Anand, one side, he is being a very seasoned doctor, very happy to be a doctor. The other side, he is unhappy with the behavior, and especially the new time, the present time, when the people are depending on the knowledge of the Google and not on the knowledge and the experience of a doctor, which is a bit painful for him. But he says and he appeals to everyone to cooperate and see the experience and the knowledge and the doctor which is being trained in the medical fraternity, giving and curing the patients. And he says only the doctors are there always to save. What about other professions? He even mentioned about how the advocates or solicitors are charging 30 lakhs for an appearance. I think he's underestimating them. There are reports that they are charging even 5 crores for one appearance when they are appearing for the corporate sectors or for the arbitration. So one can very well imagine how we say doctors, or rather I can say that we treat the doctors as God, and we want that they should be God. We pay 1 rupee or not anything. We will just go and touch their feet. But today that situation has changed according to him, and which is we have seen in the media also how during the COVID time, even before and after, but during the COVID time, how the people have roughened the doctors, broken the hospitals, and beaten them, which is very, very unfortunate. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand, for giving your views on a very, very special topic today. But as I know that you have asked that you have to go and see the patients, I have questions to you. My first question, rather, it's a question sent by Mr. Dulichand Kadel. He's the national president of Bharatiya Swarnkar Sangh. He has sent a question in Hindi. I'm sure everyone knows Hindi well. The question is, स्वास्थ्य जैसी महान सेवा जिसे ईश्वरीय सम्मान के साथ देखा जाता था, the health or the medical, I'm just translating because those who cannot understand is very typical Hindi, the medical services which were looked up like a god, we are giving them the respect like God, because now सरकार द्वारा इसकी शिक्षा के महंगाईकरण और मेडिकल कॉलेज द्वारा अनाप शनाप कैपिटेशन फीस वसूली ने इसका विशुद्ध व्यापारीकरण कर दिया और यह बहुत हद तक अमानवीय शोषण के रूप में रूपांतरित हो चुकी है. And according to Mr. Dulichand Kadel, that government has increased the prices or the fees of the education, medical education, and medical colleges are charging lots of money as a capitation fees, and which has become a commercialized totally, and this has become like a extortion work by the medical colleges or the government, and in turn by the doctors. Do you agree? क्या इससे आप सहमत हैं, डॉक्टर राजीव आनंद? Do you agree with his this observation?
बिल्कुल सही है, और मुझे उनकी हिंदी सुनकर बड़ी प्रसन्नता हुई, क्योंकि बहुत लंबे अंतराल के बाद एक शुद्ध हिंदी सुनने का मौका मिला। जवाब ये है गुलेल साहब कि हमारी सरकारों की प्राथमिकता अभी तक जो है वो है स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में बहुत बहुत निंदनीय रही है। स्वास्थ्य को बजट बहुत कम दिया जाता रहा है, जबकि होना चाहिए कि जैसे कि कहा जाता है कि कपड़ा, रोटी और मकान जो है वो हर इंसान की मौलिक जरूरतें हैं, ऐसे ही उसका स्वास्थ्य भी उसकी मौलिक जरूरत है, जिसको पूरी तरीके से पक्का करना ये हमारी सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है, उनका दायित्व है। लेकिन चूंकि स्वास्थ्य सेक्टर पर, स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में बहुत कम उनको ध्यान दिया गया है, इससे मेडिकल कॉलेज बहुत कम बनाए गए। अब जाकर सुना है मोदी जी ने बहुत सारे मेडिकल कॉलेज अनाउंस किए हैं, अलग अलग जगह पर मेडिकल कॉलेज बनाए जा रहे हैं पूरे विश्व में, जहां एक जनता के पीछे, इतने नंबर के पीछे एक डॉक्टर होना चाहिए, जो फिगर मुझे इस समय अपडेट नहीं है, लेकिन मैं कह सकता हूँ आर्बिट्रेरली कि जहां 1000 या 2000 लोगों के पीछे एक डॉक्टर होना चाहिए, वहां पर हमारे देश में शायद लाखों के पीछे एक डॉक्टर होता है। बहुत बहुत डिस्मल फिगर है। तो ये फिगर जैसे बदलेगी, वैसे वैसे स्वास्थ्य या चिकित्सा की जितनी सुविधाएं हैं वो आप तक आसानी से पहुंचेंगी। और आपकी उस बात से भी हम सहमत हैं, चिकित्सा जब अफोर्डेबल होगी हर कॉमन, हर सामान्य आदमी के लिए, जब उससे जुड़ी हुई जितनी भी सुविधाएं उनको सरकार आसानी से उपलब्ध कराएगी। क्यों हमें 2 करोड़, मुझे नहीं लेकिन सुना है मैंने, क्यों 2 करोड़ 3 करोड़ एडमिशन के लिए दिए जाएं? क्यों नहीं मेडिकल सीट्स बढ़ाई जाएं? क्यों इनको प्राइवेटाइज करके सीट्स को अलॉट किया जाए? क्यों सरकार उसमें इंटरफियर ना करे? क्यों एमसीआई की तरफ से क्यों सही निर्देशन ना हो कि कोई सीट का कोई वो नहीं होगा? तो बहुत कुछ होना बाकी है, मगर ये भी एक खुशखबरी है कि नए सरकार में, नए उसमें बहुत कुछ होने की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। और जो सपना आप देख रहे हैं कलेल साहब, वो सपना मैं भी देख रहा हूँ। मैं भी उस समय को वापस लाना चाहता हूँ जब गांव में कोई चिकित्सक होता था और वो फीस नहीं लेता था। कोई उसके पास गेहूं दे जाता था, कोई चावल दे जाता था, कोई कुछ दे जाता था, और कोई फीस नहीं होती थी। तो मेरा भी अपनी व्यक्तिगत मान्यता ये है कि चिकित्सा कोई ट्रेड नहीं होती कि इसकी हम ये देंगे तो हमें कोई इसके बदले में पैसा देगा। चिकित्सा को, केयर को बेचा नहीं जा सकता। मैं आपके विचारों से पूरी तरीके से सहमति रखता हूँ। बैक टू यू विशाल।
Thank you, Dr. Rajiv Anand. Although you have said about that the government is doing lots of work for the new medical colleges, I would just like to inform you that almost 10 lakhs students are appearing for the NEET every year, and the seats at present of medical seats are only 80,000, which now this year or by next year, it is going to be about a 1 lakh seats. So one can imagine that out of 10 lakhs, only 10% students are being selected in the NEET or the medical colleges. What is going to be the fate? Definitely the black marketing will be there. But one more question, because before you leave, Dr. Rajiv Anand, one side we says doctors are noble profession. Doctors are like God. But you are treated like a shoe manufacturer. You have to pay the same income tax what a shoe manufacturer or a cosmetic manufacturer is giving. Why the medical body, your IMA or you doctors, why you are not saying that when the government, one side, we have beaten the thalis, we have showered the rose petals on you during the COVID time, but what for what? Why the government is not giving you the income tax exemption? After all, doctors are the only one who can be called at 2 o'clock in the night to come and see the patient. What about any other profession? Can you call a businessman, whether it's Adani or Ambani, at 2 o'clock in the night that we want a shipload of so-and-so things? You cannot. So my question to you is, one side you are praising the government, the other side you are not asking the government to give you the basic things, things which a doctor deserves, and that is the income tax. And they are the main targets of all the income tax officers in India, so that because they feel the doctors are minting money. Do you agree with this, or you really want that we should continue like this only?
नो सर, बिल्कुल आपकी बात से हम पूरी तरह सहमत हैं कि ये कंटिन्यू नहीं होना चाहिए। हम डॉक्टरों के होने के नाते कोई स्पेशल प्रिविलेज नहीं मांगते, मगर इतनी तो सहानुभूति मांगते हैं कि हमारे ऊपर ओवर टैक्स ना किया जाए। अब जैसे जीएसटी जो है, गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स के बहाने बहुत सारे डॉक्टर्स के ऊपर भी जीएसटी है, बहुत सारी सर्विसेज के ऊपर जीएसटी है। क्यों? क्योंकि आपको पता नहीं है कि डॉक्टर क्या कमाते हैं और कितना खर्च करते हैं और कैसे मेंटेन करते हैं। उस बेचारे डॉक्टर को समाज के आगे एक शिक्षित, एक सभ्य इमेज बनानी पड़ती है। उसके परिवार वाले भी चाहते हैं कि उनकी उच्च शिक्षा हो, उनके परिवार वाले भी चाहते हैं कि समाज में एक निम्नतम मापदंड हो जिसके हिसाब से वो जिए। तो सरकार की इस तरफ कोई धारणा, कोई कोई विशेष ध्यान नहीं गया है अब तक, लेकिन हमें उम्मीद है समय बदलेगा। हम ये नहीं कहते कि आप हमें टोटल इनकम टैक्स से फ्री कर दीजिए, हमें नहीं कहते कि आप प्लॉट फ्री दे दीजिए। आप कितने कितने लोगों को सरकार प्लॉट फ्री देती है, संगीतज्ञों लोगों को देती है, आर्टिस्ट लोगों को देती है। हम ये नहीं कहते कि हमें आप प्लॉट दीजिए नर्सिंग को बनाने को, मगर हम ये जरूर कहते हैं थोड़ी सी सहानुभूति जरूर दीजिए। कहीं ना कहीं वो आप हमें देंगे, हम जनता को देंगे। अगर हम अपने आप में असंतुष्ट रहेंगे, हम अपने आप में पूरी तरीके से वो नहीं होंगे, सक्सेसफुल महसूस नहीं करेंगे, तो हम क्या जनता को दे पाएंगे? बैक टू यू।
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand. I am sure that some change will definitely come, because when we are celebrating Doctors' Day and when we are saying that doctor is a noble profession, we must mean it also. It's not only one day celebration just to celebrate, send the good wishes nowadays on WhatsApp, and forget that the doctors are there to save. And anytime, any emergency, we go, we touch the feet of the doctor, and once the emergency is over, we are ready to abuse the doctors. He is a cruel person, like Dr. Rajiv Anand says, he's a killer, and those things, without knowing what he has gone under. No doctor wants to kill any single patient in their own life, but only thing is, many times which the complications are such where the doctors can't do. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand, for giving your views. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite my next panelist guest. And before that, I would like to mention, doctors have a big responsibility to bring smiles on the faces of suffering humanity. And my next panelist guest is Dr. Charu Maheshwari. She is MBBS DGO DNB. She is a obstetrician and gynecologist at Rainbow Hospital, Aligarh. She is dedicated and caring obstetrician and gynecologist with 15+ years of experience in clinical practice, helping about 40 clients daily with their reproductive elements. She is a member of Indian Medical Association and FOGSI, Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecology Society of India, presently working as a specialist consultant in Rainbow Hospital, Aligarh, and dealing with patients with high-risk pregnancy, infertility, and other reproductive problems. She has performed 2,000+ complicated cesareans sections with favorable outcome with patient satisfaction. She, as senior laparoscopy surgeon, performed more than 100 cases of infertility, total laparoscopic hysterectomy, ovarian cyst, mammectomy, and other reproductive disorders. She has done her MBBS degree course from Government Medical College, Thrissur, Kerala, Diploma in Obstetrics and Gynecology PG course from Aligarh University, and was awarded gold medal for outstanding performance. She did her diplomat in National Board from Batra Hospital and Medical Research Center, New Delhi. Welcome, Dr. Charu Maheshwari, on our show. Dr. Charu Maheshwari, are you there? Please, Dr. Charu Maheshwari. I think Dr. Charu Maheshwari, can you hear me, Dr. Charu Maheshwari? No, she is not there. Dr. Nikita Pawar, are you there? Okay, I think Dr. Charu Maheshwari is not there, so I would like to invite my next panelist guest. The good physician treats the disease. The great physicians treat the patient who has the disease. And my next panelist guest is Dr. Nikita Pawar. She is MBBS PG DCR. Dr. Pawar is the general practitioner and postgraduate in clinical research and pharmacovigilance. She is doing clinical general practice with corporate companies and online consultations. She received appreciation for working as best doctor in audit at pan-India level. She is affiliated with Checkup magazines as a writer on various subjects. She is having her own unique articles page on Facebook. She is into medical publishing, curious writer, creative artist, pharma speaker, social worker for the underprivileged. She sponsored a girl child from village for health and education. She is panel doctor as a speaker for Organ Donation India on YouTube. She is also a panel doctor for Down's syndromes in advising, counseling, and consultation also for the adults and kids who are mentally challenged or having any chronic disease. She worked with NGO in the past for Tata cancer patients and relatives in providing free treatment with minimal, low-cost medicines, which was published in Times of India. She also worked in GMC Hospital UAE for 2 years. She was awarded for F-Star India Superwoman 2021, Bharat Gaurav Award as Helium Productions India as a young performer for medical excellence. She got R. Crit Award for Broken Heart Syndrome article as a curious writer and avid writer for Perfect Woman magazine with best write-up on dysmorphobia. She was awarded Times Diva Award and magazine cover photo page for young achiever in medical and as well as an author. She is also a keen archer, cricket, badminton player and rifle shooter. She does sketch art of Wali and Madala for which she has received accolades. She received Rani Lakshmi Bai Art Award for Wali sketches. She was selected as a versatile activist for the central government's cultural exchange program. She is proud to achieve and nominated for Medical Excellence Award presented by Honorable Governor at Raj Bhavan, Maharashtra. Welcome, Dr. Nikita Pawar on our show. Dr. Nikita Pawar, you have heard what Dr. Rajiv Anand has mentioned. And he has given both the sides of the medical profession, very good side that how the medical profession is doing services, and the grim side where the response of the society or the government is not that much what they deserve, the medical fraternity deserve. We would like to know now from you your views about the doctor in noble profession. Dr. Nikita Pawar, please.
Very good morning, sir, and very good morning to all my fellow colleagues here. And very happy National Doctors Day to all the doctors in the world. And I would like to start with that it is the time to understand that doctor and God are the two sides of the same coin. The society consists of them as they consider them as faulty. So it is not their fault today, as it is a society which thinks about doctors as to be faulty. So the medical business is not in the hands of the pharmaceutical companies and various testing labs and insurance companies. Now, Doctor's Day is important and plays a very crucial role in our lives. A doctor's job is very stressful role. So the day gives birth to serve the society and to the country. Now, service to the mankind is the focus when starting with this business. But after a while, they forget about it. They abandon principles and become corrupt. It is also a day to bring such stray dogs back to the ideal path. Currently, the relationship between doctor and patients is deteriorating. People's trust on doctors is on rise, and these incidents are happening due to insufficient information received by the people. People are showing that mistakes by ignoring the success of doctors. For this, people also need to understand doctors. There is a lot of advice from doctors to stay mentally and physically fit in life. During Corona epidemic, doctors were considered as angels. Everyone saw how the patient's life was in severe adverse circumstances and how the doctors risk their life towards them. Every doctor makes sure that he proves to be the best in healthcare to his patients. National Doctors Day is celebrated on 1st July every year by the Indian Medical Association. Former Chief Minister of Bengal, Dr. Bindan Chandra Roy, in his memory, it has been celebrated in his memory, and therefore the National Doctors Day is celebrated on 1st July 1991, and this very surprising coincidence is this that Dr. Bindan Chandra Roy also died on 1st July 1882. It was born in 1882 and died on 1st July also died on 1st July 1982. So he made an valuable in contributions to service of humanity and also to the and also being a very great doctor. Now, some of them celebrate National Doctors Day as a tribute to him. So he was also awarded Bharat Ratna on Feb 4th, 1961. The importance of doctors started after in COVID-19, which cannot be expressed by words. National Doctors Day is celebrated to draw attention to the role and responsibility of physicians who resuscitate a patient while dying during COVID period and and during the COVID period, and the colleagues were constantly trying to save their patients' lives by endangering their life itself by the doctors. So, regardless of their lives and the spirit and dedication which doctors around the world have served patients, honoring them by placing them at par with God may not be complete. When I think of myself as a doctor, I feel I am better placed than any other profession, and I can make someone's life better, save a family, and be a part of its miracle times, and as a simple hope of in despair. I enjoy being the most intelligent and top elite professionals in the world. I am also very thankful to the patients in the world who have put faith and trust on me, and I promise to never let them down. I am also thankful to God that I helped to gain skills which I need to contribute to save on someone's life. Yes, it's very stressful at times, and it's also very much hard work. My patient gives me immense happiness. My profession has also given me meaning to life. It is also my turn to justify that. I really feel blessed to by God that I am being one of them in this era. Wherever the art of medicine is loved, it is also the love towards the humanity. Now, the famous Christian Bernard, the famous quote was there, like by the surgeon who performed heart transplant who in the first in this world, said that it's not a difficult task for him as he was determined to take the task. He further said that the biggest task in life of a person who does not take a risk. Lastly, medicine really matured me as a person because as a physician, you're obviously dealing with life and death issues. If you can handle that, you can handle anything. I salute and I salute and a big like a big responsibility towards the doctors to save the life of the patients, and they are like angels to us. So I wish a very happy Doctors Day to all the doctors who have given an effortless contribution towards the society. Even I would like to say that in a there was a very famous quote by Justice Markandeya Karju, who delivered a landmark judgment in the case of nurse Aruna Shanbag, who was given euthanasia, was being taken care of the nurses in KM and doctors of KM hospital. And as she was brain dead, so he said that मरते हैं आरज़ू में मरने की, मौत आती है तो आती नहीं. So one dies longing for death, but death despite around is elusive, which was said by Mirza Ghalib. So I would like to say that the patients and people should really have a lot of trust, and they should really trust their doctors and not feel that doctors are just like here to mint money. And especially I feel that ladies nowadays have lady doctors are at a very commendable position because it's a very self-independent profession for ladies, and it is on basically that the ladies are nowadays being doctors, and this is independent profession for lady doctors. So I always feel that the girls and their daughters and the ladies should really go in this field, and and this this is like I feel that during National Doctors Day, that wherever whatever Dr. Rajiv Anand sir said, that people don't have trust, they have to show sahanbhuti. Yes, they should show sahanbhuti because all doctors are not here like that they are sitting here to mint money. We are not like very big professionals or very like Tata monies and of course a big shots. But here, yeah, yes, we are doing our hard work. We have taken our 6 years of life to become a doctor. So somewhere it is that even we also work so much. They should see the life of the doctor, our rotational shifts, our day shifts, our night shifts. So they will come to know exactly what the lifestyle of a doctor is, and how much hard work the doctor does during the surgery, during the operations. So especially I feel that doctors are like angels here, and everyone in this era should really feel that they should give doctors limelight, and they should always give respect to them, because many of the times I've seen the newspapers as well that doctors have been beaten up, and they say and they keep on telling that are doctors responsible for the death of the patient. It is not like that. Doctor tries his best, and if he cannot do, he's not a god to save the life. He can do his best, he can do anything for saving the life of the patient, but nothing can be done as like a god by the doctor. So it's like an angel. Doctor is like an angel, and patient should really start having trust and faith on him. That's very important, and there is such a effortless contribution by the doctors that that people should understand that really that doctors have worked hard to come and get on this step and come ahead in life, and to reach such position. It's very important that when doctors are like should be treated always as like angels, and there's a lot of hard work behind being a doctor, because I myself am a doctor, so I know what kind of hard work I have also done in getting the degree, and doing further my post graduation, and also in treating patients. So I feel that it's a very big noble profession, and I myself am very happy and very proud to say that I'm a doctor. And being a lady doctor, I'm also very independent, and I have served selflessly to the patients. I have got the selfless motive also of serving the patients. So wherever it is, a doctor should, if the patient is really poor or underprivileged, I feel the doctor should really consider him and not to take that much of fees. And that that kind of thing should be understood, like from whom you have to take the fees and from whom you should not take the fees. And of course, doctors is a noble profession, so it is the first thing is that you have to serve the mankind and the community. And since it was yesterday National Doctors Day, I like to again wish everyone a very happy National Doctors Day, to all the doctors. And it's a great pride to be always on this show. And thank you so much, Lal Goyal sir, always you give me chance to be here. And it's really it's very nice being here. And thank you so much again. Thank you so much, Lal Goyal sir.
Doctors are angels, not God, says Dr. Nikita Pawar. And Dr. Nikita Pawar described the day yesterday, the National Doctors Day, that why it was celebrated. She has given all the details about the Dr. B.C. Roy, and that he was born on the 1st July and died also on the 1st July. But she says that doctors try their best to save the lives. They never want to harm any patient, but because they are not the God, there are lots of complications. That's why the patients sometimes die, and then the relatives blame the doctor, which is not correct. And she says she is proud to be a doctor, and especially a lady doctor. And she says that she enjoys, and she also appealed to all the doctors. And she says that she herself also, when she sees some poor patient or underprivileged, she tries to either not charge or charge very minimum. And she says the doctors generally do same thing. So that's why this is a noble profession. She consider this is a noble profession, not a profession which is not noble. Thank you very much, Dr. Nikita Pawar, for giving your very, very, very positive views as for the doctor. And for those who wants to become a doctor, they should understand that medical is not an easy thing. It's a very hard work, which Dr. Nikita Pawar mentioned, that how much hard ships they have to face when they are studying. It's not easy, but once you become a doctor, the satisfaction, what you are getting because you are serving the society and with a noble cause. Thank you very much, Dr. Nikita Pawar. Now, I would like to invite my next panelist guest, and she is Dr. Charu Maheshwari. Dr. Charu Maheshwari, I have already read your bio earlier. I have given all the things. So we would like to know now your views on the doctor in noble profession. Dr. Charu Maheshwari, please. Please unmute.
Good afternoon, sir. First of all, I will say thanks that you have invited me on this platform to discuss about doctors, a noble profession. Of course, it is a noble profession. We are taught this term from the very first day of our medical college that you have to be professional. But noble at the cause. Of course, and the recent pandemic was the best example for this. I agree with Dr. Rajiv Anand and Dr. Nikita Pawar has said that we have to be professional, but the today's scenario, what we say that people are losing the confidence on us. Why? What is the reason behind that? Because their expectations had become more and more, and that time the role of doctor becomes more and more important. Although we all are human beings, and but we have to see the patient's life with compassion and empathy. And patient is we should Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, what he said, that you cannot cure any patient with allopathy and whether it is allopathy, homeopathy, or Ayurvedic. You can cure the patient with empathy and sympathy along with the medicines. So we all are following this. But the today's scenario, it has changed, because today's world is the world of litigations, world of rules and regulations. So doctors should work, they should be noble with the patient, but at the moment when you are telling to the patient these incidences, any complications of the treatment, complication of their own disease, they should understand that. If you are feeling that patient is not understanding your words, he does not want to follow you, leave that patient. You can save more other lives than that patient. If the patient trusts on you, then only you go with the treatment to that patient. That is my opinion. You be noble, but first the patient should have a big confidence in you. Patient must trust. That is patient's choice. He is trusting on you or not, but you should find out if he is trusting, then you should go ahead with this. I have just seen the movie Runway 34. In that, that lady put litigation on the that hero in the movie, Ajay Devgan, that because of your rash, you were driving that plane, that my mother suffered a heart attack, and you are responsible for that. Then Akshay Kumar explained that when my father died in the hospital, I blamed to the doctor that because of you he died. But my doctor said that I tried my best. And I want to say the same thing, that I tried my best. She died because of other problems, although the situations were different that time. That may be the reason. So every doctor always try his best. We also should become choosy, that we should choose only those patients who are having confidence in us. There are a lot of doctors. If any patient thinks that you are not worth, he is cross-questioning to you. He is asking doubts, that is okay. But if he is cross-questioning to you, he is shouting on you, you should recognize that at that moment. The moment Archana Sharma has suffered should not come, although we cannot totally avoid it. I had an incident. There was some mishappening happened when I had that cesarean section. Then I explained everything, that it happened due to this problem. That patient and patient parties were okay. Okay, ma'am, you have already explained that we are okay with this. But later on, what happened, that a lot of people came. In that mob, the few people were there who were the old patient to me. They were shouting at first, सबसे आगे आके कि आपने ऐसे कैसे कर दिया, कैसे हो गया? I said okay. Patient and patient parties were okay. I didn't charge anything in that patient. That okay, you go. Now she became again pregnant. She came to me last 3 months back, and that patient also came with some for some other reason. Then I told him that that patient who had mishappening last time, now she's again pregnant. Then what he said, ma'am, we don't know much about her. We are very distant relative to them. So you can imagine that the person who was not that much relative, he was shouting the most. So whatever you explain to the patient, either you have audio recording, video recording, the moment anything goes wrong, the people who don't know anything about the case will come and shout on you. So it is a noble profession. We should work with nobility, with humanity, with sympathy. But before that, you should take the safety measures for you also. That is what I want to say about it. Then regarding the Doctor's Day, of course, Doctor's Day is important because every day is celebrated to give the importance, to show the importance of that day or that particular society, doctor society, how they are important. These things we need to teach to the people, because if the doctors become like, if they will not treat, they will refuse to the treatment, then how the society will work? There are a lot of things happening. Complicated cases we are not taking. We will just refuse it. No, we don't want to take it. You go. They are running from pillar to post, to this doctor to that doctor. So if they will have empathy, if they will have confidence in doctor, then only they will be benefited. Otherwise, there is no use of celebration of Doctor's Day. It is the specially Doctor's Day celebrated this time with the theme that you should trust your doctor. You should trust your family doctor. You should trust to the doctor to whom you are going. So that is the importance I want to give. That is the message I want to give to the society. That is the important thing, that you need to trust to doctors.
Thank you very much, Dr. Charu Maheshwari. And Dr. Charu Maheshwari's main emphasis is that the trust is very important. She says, whether you treat the patient nicely or not, but if the patient or their relatives have no trust on you, then this is a very, very difficult situation. And she emphasized, and she has given even the example of her how she has treated one patient, and there's some mishappening happened, and they all came and the mob and they shouted, although she already explained everything very clearly, the prognosis and everything to the relatives, but she says now again the same patient came back with the pregnancy, and now they says no, we don't know, they are our distant relatives and whatnot. So it clearly shows that they want to go to the best doctor, but the lack of trust, and not only by the patients, but many times we have seen that the others, those who have no role, they become the leader at that time. They forget one thing, that doctor's life is not an easy life. After all, if the doctor is doing something with the patient, they are trying their best to save, and it's not an electronic item that you can do something and it will work. It is something where they have to play with the life and death of a patient. But she says that if we have to celebrate, if we have to enjoy their Doctor's Day, it is very important that the patients and the relatives should keep a trust on the doctor, and then the doctor will try their best. And he's even mentioned about a film movie and about how someone has blamed the pilot that you have, because of your rash flying, we have got my father or mother got the heart attack. But the pilots thought that same thing he has done when his father expired in a hospital, when he blamed the doctor. So it's a matter of why to blame someone, because no one wants to do something intentionally, and that's why the doctors are very, very important. And according to Dr. Charu Maheshwari, it's a noble profession. Only thing is that trust should be there. Thank you very much, Dr. Charu Maheshwari. Now I would like to ask Dr. Nikita Pawar. Dr. Nikita Pawar, because we are waiting for our one more panelist, and he's busy right now, but he's messaged that he's joining in 5 minutes. So I will ask a question to Dr. Nikita Pawar right now. Dr. Nikita Pawar, you worked with a pharma company as a pharmacovigilance, and don't you think the role of pharma company nowadays is also one of the reasons that the people are losing faith in the doctors? Or in other way, I will say this has been projected not only by the public, but even the government, because as you know, from yesterday, the government has changed the laws, income tax laws, where even if somebody is obliging you, there's a TDS, no pharma company can do anything. Otherwise, earlier pharma companies, whenever there is some new medicines have been introduced by them, they come to the doctor, they explain the that what is that difference with the old medicine, the new medicine, how the new medicine work. And for trial basis, they give some samples to the doctors. But nowadays, it has been taxed. Even if they want to give you something to trial on your patients, there is a tax component on that. Do you think this type of the mindset, which is now against the pharma company, is correct or not? Or the pharma company are just doing, they become the bloodsuckers, I must say, use the word, and that's why they are misusing that power by influencing the doctors and try to get the doctor to write only those medicines where they are not, it's not required. Do you think the doctors are such type of persons who are listening to the pharma companies and compromising with their own abilities or with their ethics, and that's why the noble profession is losing its charm? What do you say about this, Dr. Nikita Pawar?
Yes, sir. I feel that pharmaceutical companies, of course, is like, is into this kind of role where, doctors rely upon them for medications. But yeah, the pharmaceutical companies, they come with the MRs, they come to the doctors and they start telling about the drugs and all. And yes, there are a lot of lucrative offers as well with it, because there are many doctors I've seen that, yes, they like to prescribe a specific drug from a specific pharma company because they are giving them lucrative offers, and of course some kind of offer is being given. So yes, doctors are getting lured to it, and that's why the noble profession is getting mistrusted by the people. So I feel that yes, actually doctors should not totally rely upon this kind of lucrative offers which are given by the pharmaceutical companies. They should see the product, they should see the drug, they should see the complete evaluation, evaluate the drug, what kind of compilation it has, and what kind of preparations are there. And yes, if it is a top pharmaceutical company, of course, good pharmaceutical companies will give good kind of outcomes and good kind of drugs into this manufacturing unit. But what happened is that the other pharmaceutical companies are taking advantage of this position because they give lucrative offers. So the other pharmaceutical companies who are elite pharmaceutical companies, now they have also started coming up with lucrative offers. So there is no competition between the pharmaceutical companies, like where which doctor they should really catch up on, and plus which like immediately if there's a competition, if the drug is launched for hypertension or diabetes, then immediately another drug is also launched immediately by the other pharmaceutical companies with lucrative offers. So we keep on judging each other and keep on comparing each other, and after that we keep on giving lucrative offers. But I feel that if a doctor is here and he is here to serve the mankind and humanity, he should really see towards which is a good pharmaceutical company, which is the good drug with the good composition and with the good molecules and structure. And as for that, only the patient they should prescribe the patient, because it's a patient's life. It's not a guinea pig's life or something. We are serving the humanity. So first we should think about that. Yes, we are serving the humanity, and we have to give the patient the best outcome for his treatment. So I feel that we have to actually start we actually work like a horse and we should live like a hermit. This is what I feel. So only the thing is that totally one cannot rely on the lucrative offers itself. You have to some of the doctors, yes, they are selfish about it, that yes, we are we will only prescribe you because you are giving us lucrative offers. No, I feel that yes, it's a patient's life is very important, and as per that only we should go according to the pharma companies, and we should see the drugs which are being manufactured by the pharma companies. There are a lot of pharma companies nowadays in the market, so there's a lot of competition in this. So I feel that we have to actually see that without any side effects, the patient should really get treated well. And that is what is like in my nature, that I don't actually I don't like to do such kind of things with the humanity. Yes, there are many other doctors who think very differently. So everyone's individual nature is there, everyone's individual mentality is there. Is some may be wanting just to earn money, just some may be just wanting to serve the society. So it's like completely individual's
Okay.
nature. So this is what I feel that pharmaceutical companies should really, stop this kind of
Okay.
offerings.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nikita Pawar, for giving the reply. Now I would like to invite my next panelist guest. But before that, wherever the art of medicine is loved, there is also a love of humanity. And my next panelist guest is Dr. Dilip Singhvi. Dr. Dilip Singhvi is MBBS, MRCP, RCP, UK, MD, DIP Type 2, DM, Boston School of Medicine, USA. Dr. Singhvi is the specialist of internal medicine and diabetes. He is the medical director of Apollo Hospital, Muscat. He is the recipient of Man of Excellence Award in 2017 for outstanding achievements in health and social services. He is a recipient of Jewel of Rajasthan Award in 2012. He has published several research papers in national and international journals. He is one of the frontline COVID workers. Welcome, Dr. Dilip Singhvi, on our show. Dr. Dilip Singhvi, although you are busy, we know that being a doctor and it's a working day, it's not easy to join. But our earlier panelist mentioned very clearly that yes, one should there is a noble profession, but they also said that the response from the society is not that great. But we would like to know your views on doctor in noble profession. Dr. Dilip Singhvi, please.
Good morning, Mr. Lal, and good morning to all my co-panelists, and good morning to everybody. First of all, thank you, Mr. Lal, again for giving me this one more opportunity to have an interaction on your panel. And I mean, the topic today is it's a what should I say? Nobility has been what should I say is that I do agree with the other panelists. What they are saying is that our profession was a noble profession, is a noble profession, and will remain noble profession forever. But because of this changing scenario of the world, and especially in India, this nobility, I agree, has come down. Now it's become a little bit more of commercialization, little bit more of mechanization of the patient care from our side. So from both sides, we have some changes in how we deal with patients now, how we deliver our healthcare to the patients now. And this nobility has come down, yes, because of this mechanization and commercialization of the healthcare system, or the whole system. That's what I can say. But as far as an individual doctor is concerned, I don't think most of us are of the same opinion that it is a noble profession, because we as doctors are responsible for human life. We are dealing with human life. We are responsible for their well-being. It's not what I was just hearing when I logged in today. I was a little late because I was busy with the clinic. But as one of my co-panelists was just saying, that it's not a guinea pig. It's a human life which we deal. So we are responsible for them, and we take our full responsibility. I think all doctors, they work in the best interest of the patient. Whatever we advise them, whatever we do for their whatever we do for them is for their betterment. Sometimes it happens that the desired result is not achieved in spite of our best efforts. And last 3 years, you have seen the importance of healthcare systems and doctors, that all doors were closed. Even the temples, the churches, the gurudwaras were closed. The only door which was open for the world was the hospital and doctors. And across the globe, not only India, across the globe, I don't think even a single country or a single doctor has refused a treatment to a patient for COVID or for any reason. Whoever has come to us, we have helped them. We have treated them to the best of our ability. But it happens because there is so much of knowledge now around. There is so much of things available on the social media, on the Google search engines, that people, they have loads of information, and it doesn't, sometimes the desired result doesn't come. In spite of our best results, in spite of our best abilities, we are also human beings. All doctors are not, although the feeling is that the doctor is a god, but we are not gods. After all, we are also human beings, and we have our limitations also. Science also has its limitation. You have not conquered all the frontiers 100%. So beyond certain boundaries, we cannot conquer every boundary. There are certain things which are not conquerable. and that leads to unfavorable or uncomfortable or sometimes undesired results. Now, how the society takes it, that depends on the particular society where we are practicing, where we are dealing. Like if you remember in the last talk also, we had this discussion that there is a lot of manhandling, there is a lot of ill treatment towards doctors. One day we are appreciated for our good work, the whole country is clapping for us. The next day itself, there is somebody who's thrashing a doctor somewhere. So both the things are going side by side, because somebody wanted some desired result which is not achieved, and you start thrashing the doctor, or you manhandle the system, you manhandle the doctor. And now it has been to the extent that some of doctors have committed suicide. So I do agree that the nobility of the profession has gone down for sure. And that feeling will come with this mechanization or commercialization of business. I don't know. Because now, if you see the whole healthcare system is become like a business only. It's like a service industry. They come for services, they pay for services, we render them services. But the problem is, what I want to highlight is that a person goes to a restaurant. Just an example, I want to give an example. A person goes to a restaurant, has his party, has his meal there, and the next day morning he has loose motions or diarrhea. And then he comes to us for treatment. Now, supposing his treatment is absolutely fine, we diagnose, we treat, and we send him home happily, nothing happens. But something happens something goes wrong with his treatment, or the infection is too severe, or whatever the reason is, the results are not desired. What will happen is, they will always blame the hospital and the doctor, and they will come to sue us. They will never sue that restaurant which has caused that problem. Have you ever seen, even I have not seen even a single patient who has pinpointed that the restaurant, the food was bad. So my point is, I always feel this pain, that in spite of doing our best efforts, all the whole society expects all this nobility, all this humanity from doctors only. They never go and complain a grocer's store that you have given me a bad thing, you have given me an expired thing which has caused this. They will never put a complaint for that. They will talk of 1,000 side effects. I hardly see a patient who asks me a question that whatever you prescribe will give me the desired effect or not. All they ask is, this is high power medicine, this is double power medicine, all that social media and WhatsApp comes into their head, and this n number of side effects. When they go to a restaurant, do they ask that person that whatever food you are serving me, will this cause me a diarrhea or not? All these eateries outside on the joints, everybody eats. They enjoy it. Next day they have a diarrhea, they'll come to the hospital and take the treatment. It is not okay. They will definitely come and ask the doctor why it is not okay. How many of us have lodged a complaint against that diarrhea, against that restaurant? Here, if you see, this difference is there between people who are there in India, who are practicing in India. I want to tell them, because I have experience of both the countries. I practiced in India. I've been practicing here for last more than 20 years. I've been in UK also. Here, our system is little better in the terms that they don't allow any grocery store, any restaurant to have anything expired. They just don't allow them. Anything without expiry date is not allowed to be sold. And if it is expired, they have to put a label on this is expired. It has to go out of the system. But this little regulation needs to be there in India. You see, you go to the West. I think, Mr. Lal, you have been to the West, to UK, US. All the water is potable. If you have a diarrhea with that water, you can immediately complain. It's potable water. You don't even need to use the bottled water. You can straight away drink that water. But you cannot do that in India. So if we can also upregulate that system, and if the people can be aware that we are not the only culprits, we are here to help you. Our job is to make you happy and go back happy from my clinic or from my hospital with the best of our ability. If it is beyond my ability, I will obviously refer you to a person or to a system who has the ability to treat you. 9 out of 10 doctors will do that. Sometimes you follow, sometimes they don't follow, sometimes there might be a gap of miscommunication, or there may be a gap in the communication, or there may be delay because of this. I agree, all these issues are there. But as far as I am concerned, and I know most of us will either try to help the patient which is in my domain, and if it has to be referred to somebody else, we'll refer to that particular person. If this is beyond my domain, you need to go to the next level. But that is how we treat. There are a little bit of ifs and buts. I do agree in the practice in India also and elsewhere also. But more or less, all of us, we work for the best interest of the patient. The patient trusts us. He comes with a faith that this doctor is going to help me, this doctor is going to make me better, and I'll get rid of my ailments because of him. And 99% of the time that is the case. But if one single case goes wrong, the whole 99 cases are, written off. They don't, because for him it's one episode. They don't understand that. And especially if it is adverse reaction or adverse outcome from what they had expected, that's where the nobility ends. So for me, as whoever is listening, our audience, I would say, my request is to them that always have a faith in your doctor. Always ask your doctor. You have questions, always ask them. There is no harm in asking whether you are satisfied with the treatment, you are not satisfied with the treatment, you want something else. Always inform them, always talk to your doctor, always ask him that, do I need to do something more? Do I need to go somewhere else? I mean, communication is the best tool that will help both the patient and the doctor. And now the world focus is patient-centric healthcare. Patient should be the focus of our healthcare, nobody else. So if any query is left in his mind, it is our duty, our responsibility to negotiate that. And it is the duty of the patient also to ask us that I am not satisfied, I have these questions, please answer them. So that will go a long way in at least whatever is happening in the community. I mean, personally, I feel very bad when somebody, one of my fraternity doctors is manhandled or thrashed. We feel the pain that this can happen to me any day. Fortunately, for me, I am sitting in a country where this doesn't happen. Touch wood. We have a big system here that it doesn't happen. But my fraternity is sitting there in India who are daily practicing there in and out, and I know how much of insecurity is there for them now. Some of them have just simply started referring. They've just become mechanical. I have had discussions with my friends in earlier that whatever emotions we used to have, sometimes we get emotional and we treat the patient out of emotions. Okay, no, this patient needs help, this patient needs this, let us do this one extra mile, go extra mile and help him out. Now that is decreasing. The doctors are not taking that much of effort, because everybody knows who wants to get thrashed, who wants to get manhandled. So it's like, why to put your head into something, why to take an extra burden on your head? Just refer it. So this referral business of practice is because of one of the biggest cause is this. So this is one point. And of course, I do agree, commercialization of health industry has also been there, which is now part of parcel of every business. Everybody needs targets. Everybody needs to meet the targets. So it's just part of it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Singhvi, for giving your views. And like Dr. Rajiv Anand, Dr. Singhvi was also quite disturbed when he says that what we are doing day and night to save the lives, no doctor wants to harm the patient. But if the relatives are thrashing a doctor, it's very, very painful and shameful. And he says it is happening in India, and which should not happen. And that's why the doctors have started referring the cases to the other doctors or the hospitals without going for extra miles, because they feel that if we will do something and tomorrow if anything happens, they do not want to be thrashed. So Dr. Singhvi is very, very clear. He says the doctor is very noble profession, but because of the commercialization and because of a few bad elements in even the society, how they are doing. One day they are clapping during the COVID time, and the next day they are thrashing a doctor, which is not acceptable. So he is also having that pain, because After all, doctors are also human beings. He says we are not God, but we are also human beings. We also feel the same feelings which anyone should feel. Thank you very much, Dr. Singhvi, for giving. I will be coming back to you, so I am sure that you will be there to answer. But my now question goes to Dr. Charu Maheshwari. Dr. Charu Maheshwari, people are saying noble profession, medical doctor. Why? Don't you think a farmer, because one of the panelists mentioned roti, kapda or makan, farmer, he is giving the things where we are going to eat. If we will not eating something, the farmer is not going to be there, then what is the use of doctors? So don't you think farmer is also a noble profession? Then the tailor who is stitching our clothes, if he or she will not be there, then who is going to stitch the clothes? So they are also a noble profession. What about engineers? If they are not constructing the houses or the dams or all those bridges, etc., how we are going to? And what about the software engineers? The communication, which Dr. Singhvi says, the very important thing nowadays. We are talking, we are doing this media conference on the because of the software engineers, their innovations. So why only the medical profession is noble profession? Why not others, Dr. Charu Maheshwari?
Yes, sir. Doctors are said to be doctor is said to be a noble profession. Why? Because when a person becomes ill, he needs to that person who can take care of him, even if he's not related to him. Even at 2 p.m. at midnight, if what happens, if your son or daughter, anybody in the home gets asthmatic attack, if he does not get care in that critical time, he is not going to save. Farmer, it can happen, he can take days, he can take months to grow the rice or to grow the things, it can happen. But the empathy and the sympathy, what they expect from the doctor, that should be there. Then only we can serve the humanity. That is very well known that doctors should be noble. But that we all know that because of the problems what are happening in the world, that is why this profession has become, and more of the media, what they are out projecting the problems that had created the problems, that doctor profession is very most noble profession than any other profession. Every profession is noble. We are serving humankind. We are making dams. We are growing food and other things. That is also we are serving to the humankind. But the doctor is the person who is taking care of your body. Nobody submit your body to accept the doctor, that naked body, to only to the doctor only, because that is the only moment when the doctor take care of him. So I really agree to this term. Doctor's profession is the most noble profession in the world.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Charu Maheshwari. Dr. Nikita Pawar, are you there?
Yes,
Dr.
sir, I'm
Nikita,
here.
okay, Dr. Nikita Pawar, I am now coming to a different question to you. In India, like all panelists mentioned, how the doctors been thrashed, etc. But here the difference is that the doctors are also responsible because they are giving their private numbers or the mobile numbers to everyone, to all the patients for the service. While in other countries like UK or USA, you will not get any doctor's mobile number, because their life is very sad, that they work 10 to 5 in the hospital. Afterwards, it's a private life. Do you think they are the running they are having that noble profession in UK, USA, or in India, where you are giving your mobile, you have been called at 2 o'clock in the night. You cannot call 2 o'clock night in USA or UK. Only you have to go for the emergency number, and they will say, okay, that emergency doctor will talk, or you come to the hospital. Which type of doctors, that UK, USA doctors or Indian doctors, are doing noble service or real service to the society? Dr. Nikita Pawar.
Sir, I feel that in UK and US, the things don't come out easily, like, how you're in the papers, newspapers, it comes out. Like, ki bribe le liya doctor ne, or doctor ne paise le liya and all that. So the news immediately spreads. But there what happens, they keep it they keep it hiding. They know exactly what kind of positive news. If you see in UAE, in the Khalij Times, always there's positive kind of news. There is never something like negative kind of news they're giving. There are a lot of things happening in UAE also, because I have myself stayed in Dubai. So I know in 2 years as a doctor that how even I used to also do a proper shift, and I used to not have any kind of emergency. But then I know that what were even the loopholes also behind it, that how the things were kept hidden. So I feel that the noble profession is also in India. It's not that it can be over there. It's there also, here also. But things are hidden over there, and here the things come out easily. There are a lot of media. There's a lot of journalism. So there things come out immediately, and people like to spread the negative news faster about anyone, and about especially if it is doctor, then immediately they will spread it. So I feel that here also noble profession is being carried out. But the doctors have to understand, as I told earlier also, that they have to understand what is their, it's the mindset, that exactly what they want to do. They want to serve the humanity, or they are just here for you earning. Yes, sir. I have also seen one thing, that many times conferences take place abroad. They take place in India also. But sir, feasibly, if you see that a doctor will not spend from his own pocket for going abroad to get knowledge. It is like they update the knowledge and everything about what are the latest drugs. And also here what happens, the conferences are kept by the pharmaceutical firms, and the pharmaceutical firms pays the doctors. So then what happens, the patients and the people feel that this person is going for this pharmaceutical company because he wants to give them encouragement for their drugs. So it is not like that, sir. It is not like that. It is actually, we are going for updation of our knowledge also. If you see that lot of conferences also taking place. So it is a noble profession, and we are working very hard. It is not like that
Okay.
at all.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Nikita Pawar. Now my question goes to Dr. Dilip Singhvi. Dr. Dilip Singhvi, are you there? Dr. Dilip Singhvi? Dr. Singhvi, are you there? I think we have lost him, or is Dr. Singhvi, are you there? No, I think he's not there. So anyway, so viewers, you have seen
I'm
today.
here, Mr. Lal.
Okay,
I'm here.
Dr. Dilip Singhvi, yes, please. Dr. Dilip Singhvi, just now, Dr. Nikita Pawar mentioned about conferences. And she also mentioned about the role of media. She says two things. That she says that abroad, the media always try to give positive reports, while in India, lots of negativity is there. And we have seen even the movies have come where they have shown that the doctors are trading the organs and doing lots of hanky-panky thing. While there are some positive movies also in India, and secondly, she mentioned about the conferences sponsored by the pharma companies. In India, from today or from yesterday, there is a taxation has come from income tax department, that anywhere, if you are getting anything from any pharma company, it will be the TDS has to be there and the tax has to be deducted. You have seen both the sides in India as well as abroad. What is your opinion that whether the conferences which are going to basically for the updation of the knowledge are essential for the doctors to attend, not to be scrutinized by the government or the public in a negative way? And secondly, about the role of media. 2 minutes only, please.
Yeah, sure. See, the most important thing to understand this is that our profession, I mean, being a doctor and becoming a doctor. And if I may add one more line to what our panelist was saying, the toughest course in the world is medical. This is in the Guinness Book. This is in the records. There is no course tougher than becoming a doctor. We are studying some 25 subjects to become a doctor, and each subject has a Bible-like book. The amount of information a doctor has to store in his mind to write one simple prescription. For the patient, it is just a simple prescription. There may be 4 tablets or 3 tablets or 5 tablets on the paper. But the amount of brain goes into it, they don't realize that. The amount, that's why I was, like I earlier said, that why I feel the pain that losing one doctor from the society is how much big loss you can get engineers, you can get chartered accountants, because last 3 years has told the world very clearly, health is wealth, not wealth is health. Health is wealth. You can, this time the world has seen that even if you have loads of money, you cannot buy health. You can buy any damn thing in the world with your wealth, but you cannot buy health. So one loss of doctor from the society is a very, very big major loss, and it takes minimum of 10 years of hard work to make one doctor for the society. So the question is, our study, our upgradation doesn't stop. Like if you see the engineers, you see most of the professions, once they are out of their colleges, once they are out of their professions, out of their post-graduation or whatever degree have done, how many of them are required to augment themselves and how many are augmenting themselves? Hardly, not even 5 or 10%. But we as doctors have to do it, especially if you are a full-fledged practicing doctor. I don't talk about, small doctor sitting in a small clinic who just keeps on writing those 5 A's. That's a different kind of practice. But if you are into a full-fledged practice as a practicing doctor and specialty doctor, where you're taking care of some specialty, you need to upgrade yourself. You cannot keep on saying, I have this clinical acumen, I have this practice, and keep on saying that. So you have to, because our branch is the most dynamic and the most research branch. Every week there is something new coming out. Every month there is something. You can see COVID. I'll give you the example of COVID. See how many medications have come out in this. How much trial and research has gone to bring out one vaccine. So we just cannot blindly say, okay, this is good, I will give you. And then something happens, what? Who's responsible? So we are responsible for what we prescribe to patients. So we have to be thorough in our knowledge. That's what our panelist was saying. That going to conference, whether it is sponsored, whether it is not sponsored, that's a different issue. I mean, as if you ask me, not every doctor is as rich as the richest person of India. We have our limitations. None of the grocery store, none of the store gives us discount, special discount, since we are doctor. We also pay the same amount. So if it is sponsored, fine. If government wants a tax on it, fine. We'll pay the tax. What is the problem? If there is a service which is rendered to us and it is chargeable, fine, we'll pay a tax. But the question is, we are talking of a conference, which is a medical knowledge which is being imparted to everybody. Now, somebody has done a research, somebody has done a good work, and he wants to impart that knowledge to us. And it is our responsibility also. If you see, there is a system. If you see, Mr. Lal, every country, every medical body has a system of points for upgradation of a doctor. If I do not fulfill my CME points, grade 1 and grade 2, my upgradation will also get stuck. And why they want us to do this? Because we need to upgrade to treat the patients. This upgradation is not in my pocket alone. It's not only on my panel to put it on my panel. I can show you my panel here. It's there. I've just completed a diploma in respiratory medicine from Royal College of Physicians, UK. I just received the certificate last week. Now, what is the need? I did it online. COVID is on online. But that is for my betterment, to get the knowledge for me, but I will not keep that knowledge in my pocket. I have to give it to my patients. The benefit goes to the patients. Now, I pay from my pocket or somebody sponsored is a separate issue. It depends on whatever country you are practicing.
Yes.
India has put a tax. I don't mind paying a tax as long as I'm getting benefited, and I will impart that benefit to my patients. Second part, media. You know, media, they are all masala makers. The moment they get a news, they will spread it like fire, whether it is true or whether it is false. But yes, some point I do agree where media can play a better role if they dig into the facts, like they are digging into murders, they are digging into political controversies. They should dig into medical murders also. So they should have given more highlight to the doctor who died in my state. If you remember, just 2 months back, they did not. It's out of the news. So I agree, media is also biased. They should also dig into our part. If they are wrong, they should also dig into the society.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you so much
for giving your views. So viewers, you have seen today that doctors, we say it's a noble profession. Who is not, and they pain the agony what doctors have mentioned because of us, the civil society. Why we blame the government? Why we blame the others? when we were suffering from COVID, we have seen how we were praying to the doctors, how we are going to them and asking them to save our own kith and kin. And after that, we are ready to abuse them. We are ready to beat them, thrash them. And one side, we are celebrating Doctors' Day. And the other side, we say it's a noble profession. And what we are doing is we are doing something which is not acceptable. And that's why if we have to become a Vishguru, if we have to show that India is leading in every, and we know, we have proudly said the medical profession and the doctors here in India, Indian medical doctors are one of the best, I will say the best doctors all over the world. But are we giving them the respect which they deserve, or just to lip service on the Doctors' Day, wish them, send some WhatsApp messages and forget them forever? So please think it very, very closely. Whenever you visit a doctor, just think that doctors having so much knowledge, saving your own child or yourself because of that knowledge. So don't try to give any type of problem to them. Then only we can say that we are real Indians. We are the followers of Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you very much.
Can I add one point? Mr. Lal, can I add just one more point for the media?
Okay, please. Yeah.
Only
yeah,
this,
please.
that after this, if there is another manhandling in the coming weeks or months, I would request media to go into that detail and at least save our doctors.
Okay.
They should
Thank
go
you.
and ask the question to the authorities why this is happening, and they should do something.
Yes, Dr. Singh. Definitely, media has to play a very, very positive and impartial role, which is very much required. Thank you very much, and thank you. And today's program has been live telecasted by V4 News, Karu News, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV India, Newsgaon se, Samvad Sarocar News, Bharat Post News, as well as was shown live, and Gyan as well as was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. And in our endeavor to bring to you an everyday new topic tomorrow, media conference with Lal Goyal at 10:30 am. Our topic is very controversial, but we want to analyze, and the topic is Agnipath, and our panelists are Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhir Kumar Saxena, former High Court Judge Delhi, Advocate K.C. Jain, social activist and Supreme Court lawyer Agra, Advocate Deo Prakash Singh, Managing Partner, Mars and Mars Legal Advisors LLP Patna, Wing Commander U. Satyan, retired Indian Air Force, as well as Mr. Nimlendu Verma, Chairman Khadi Vasilpi Kalyan and Pension Nyas Khadi and Damodu Ayog, Government of India. Please tune in tomorrow for media conference with Lal Goyal at 10:30 am. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajiv Anand. Thank you very much, Dr. Dilip Singhvi. Thank you very much, Dr. Charu Maheshwari. And thank you very much, Dr. Nikita Pawar. And thank you all the viewers for watching our show. Thank you very much.